Regulator ready tone for executive summaries. State route 11 to 7. Examples. Welcome. In high-stakes reports, your executive summary is often the only section busy supervisors read closely. A regulator-ready tone helps them quickly verify what's claimed and how you know it. Under SR 11 to 7, reviewers expect clear, evidence-based statements tied to documented testing, not marketing language or opinions. Aim for a voice that is factual, measured, and auditable, meaning every claim can be traced to data, methods, and controls. When your tone meets this bar, you reduce back and forth, speed approvals, and build trust. Let's turn strong analysis into compliant, persuasive summaries. Lead with transparency. First, state scope, methods, and limitations so readers know exactly what was tested, how, and where it might not apply. Next, support judgments with data and controls evidence, reference test plans, monitoring results, reconciliations, and sign-offs. Finally, separate facts, analysis, and management judgment. Facts are measured results. Analysis interprets what those results suggest. Management judgment sets risk appetite and actions. This separation prevents overreach, clarifies accountability, and aligns with State Route 11 to 7 expectations for disciplined, traceable reporting. Choose language that signals evidence, not certainty. Prefer verbs like indicates, observed, quote, based on, consistent with, to show inference from data. Use framing such as within tolerance, as of date, per policy, to anchor claims to thresholds and rules. Avoid absolutes like always, perfect, guaranteed. They invite challenge and are rarely defensible. For example, results indicate the control performed within tolerance as of the 30th of June, per policy, is stronger and safer than the control always works. Precision protects credibility. Regulators want to know when results apply and how certain you are. Timestamp results, e.g., as of Q2 2025 inches, to set a clear evaluation window. Express confidence levels, not certainty. Say, we are reasonably confident based on sample coverage and backtesting, rather than, we are certain. Acknowledge change risk with phrases like, subject to model updates, pending data remediation, or sensitive to new market conditions. Time and confidence qualifiers show you understand model dynamics, data drift, and governance cycles, and that you are monitoring for change. Put proof before conclusions. Start with the data, then state your inference. In 500 transactions, 2.5% of volume, error rates were 0.8%, below the 1% threshold. Therefore, controls operated effectively. Cite sources such as test reports, sample polls, system logs, and risk thresholds so readers can trace the claim. Where relevant, show sample size and materiality to frame reliability. Coverage percentage, dollar exposure, and whether exceptions were systemic or isolated. This structure mirrors audit logic and makes your statements resilient under review. Use language that is accurate and verifiable. Examples: testing indicates controls operated effectively within policy. This ties performance to defined requirements. As of the 30th of June, KPIs were within established thresholds. The timestamp and thresholds make it auditable. Results are consistent with prior quarter performance. This signals stability without overpromising. You can extend. Based on 200 samples across 3 processes, exception rates remained below tolerance. Each sentence links to data, timing, and standards, precisely what supervisors look for. Be equally precise when reporting weaknesses. For example, we observed data quality gaps in 3 of 12 feeds. This quantifies scope. Model outcomes are sensitive to assumption X +/-5%. This frames impact and sensitivity. Findings may not generalize beyond the tested population. This clarifies the boundary of inference. Add helpful context. Exceptions were concentrated in legacy systems. Remediation is underway. Clear limits demonstrate control awareness and reduce the risk of misinterpretation or overstatement during supervisory review. End with a plan that shows control of the issue without making guarantees. State remediation owner and timeline. Data remediation owned by Ops Risk. Target completion the 30th of September. Link to risk impact and monitoring plan. Risk remains within tolerance. Weekly KPI tracking and monthly validation will continue. End with balanced assurance, not guarantees. Based on current evidence, we are reasonably confident in control effectiveness, subject to model updates and data remediation. This approach answers the regulator's who, what, when, how, while keeping statements defensible.